Mr. Finn.
Thank you, Mr. President. I wish to raise a matter for the attention of the Minister for Education. And earlier today, I expressed my disgust at the actions of extremist climate change activists who had infiltrated schools in Victoria and had indeed been brainwashing children into a state of near apoplexy as a result of the fear that they were instilling into these children, fear of what climate change may do or what, in fact, climate change will do to them. Now, I'm not denying that climate change is happening, because climate change has been happening for many thousands of years, and that is just a very natural thing. But I do remember when I was a kid, I grew up with the prospect of being blown off the face of the earth by the Russians and the Americans, and I remember that only too well as a kid. It used to keep me awake at night, and I think it's just so wrong. It is so wrong for these extremists to take to our kids in this way and fill their heads with the sort of unrealistic nonsense that they do, and that concerns me. That concerns me enormously. What does also concern me is that apparently next month there is due to be a strike of school kids who will be leaving their classrooms to protest against climate change. Now, what exactly a protest against climate change will achieve, I'm not sure. But nonetheless, they are planning to do this. Now, it has come to my attention over the last 24 hours that the New South Wales Minister for Education has made it very clear that penalties will apply for any teacher or any student who leaves the classroom for that particular purpose. And I have to say, I support the action of the Minister for Education in New South Wales. It is a nonsense when we send our kids to school to learn how to read and write and maybe even add up. And most people around here surely at least could add up. That they are dragged out into the streets to protest against something that they can really do nothing about anyway. So it seems to me that what we need to do is for the minister to take a very firm stand on this, to send a very clear message that the politicisation of our classrooms is something that cannot be tolerated, and it's something that he will not tolerate as the education minister. So I'm asking the minister to make it very clear that he will follow the example of the New South Wales education minister, and he will impose penalties on teachers and on students who forsake the classroom in order to participate in a strike on the issue of climate change or anything else.
Thank you, Mr. Finn.